Hello, and welcome back to the next episode in our Kingdom Come Deliverance campaign, playing as Henry of Skalitz. Continuing from last time, we've awoken here at the Ratte Mill just after 8 in the morning, having had a full night of restful and uninterrupted sleep. That's right, our night of sleep remained unbroken by any clandestine nighttime activities, and any man who says otherwise is a filthy liar and can't prove nothing. I mean, just ask Miller Peshek. He's an honest sort of fellow, and he'll certainly vouch for us. We were here when he went to sleep in the evening, and we were here when he awoke in the morning. So as far as anyone is concerned, and as far as anyone can prove, we spent the entire night within these four walls, and we certainly didn't go anywhere near the bathhouse, or the guards Pasdera or Nightingale, or any guards for that matter. I don't recall saying anything about any particular guards, and I'm quite certain I never mentioned Pasdera or Nightingale. Why do you ask, officer? Did something happen to them? Anyway, we've got a few tasks we can crack on with today. First up, I suppose, we need to go and speak to Miller Peshek and hand over the ring to him. This is the ring that somehow found its way from the bathhouse madam's chest into our pockets. Don't know how it got there. I mean, we went to bed and we woke up and the ring was, one place, now it's in another place. Who knows? It's anyone's guess. And we also have to return the stolen coin to the vagabond. Although I take umbrage with the use of the word stolen there, we certainly didn't steal any coin. We liberated some coin, which happened to be in the possession of someone who it didn't truly belong to. And now it's found its way into our possession. Again, who knows how. We just went to bed and woke up and had an extra 50 groschen or so. But now we're going to return it to its rightful owner. So if anything, we're doing a good deed, a public service, just returning lost property to the original owner. So we'll do that shortly. We also need to bring Alex some red deer meat. I'm not too sure exactly where we're going to be able to find some red deer meat. There is a roe hunting spot over here, but I believe the roe deer are the sprightly, smaller, grey/white deer that are quite quick, and I don't think they have red deer meat per se. I think they've got roe deer meat, so we might need to have a look around and see if we can find a hunting spot for red deer. There is this area up here. Again, there's a roe hunting spot here. There might be a red deer hunting spot somewhere. This is the area that we hunted in with Sir Hans Capon. Of course, we have to be careful because we are technically going to be poaching. So maybe we should avoid that area on the off chance that, given that the nobility tend to use it, there might be a gameskeeper traveling those woods looking for poachers, which would be bad if we got caught. There's a lot of woods down here, so it might be worth exploring this area. Maybe there will be another hunting spot for red deer as opposed to roe deer. But anyway, we can sort that out in due course. So I think we'll speak to Miller Peshek. We'll hand over this ring that somehow found its way into our possession, and then we'll go into town, speak to the vagabond, hand back that coin that was originally his, and then I think we'll go and spend a bit of time training at the combat arena with Captain Bernard, getting our sword skills up to par. It's been a while since we've done any training with him, and now that we've kind of got a new objective to investigate Ujits, on our own as well, we won't have his backup necessarily, so we should probably make sure that our martial skills are up to par, because we seem to be hot on the trail of the Neuhof bandits, and although we managed to take out the two in the forest over here and take out a few more over here, we did need Captain Bernard's help for those ones, and we needed Ruder's help for these ones, so it would be good if we practice our own skills so that we won't need anyone's help and we can hold our own in combat. So I think that's what we'll do. We'll speak to Miller Peshek, we'll speak to the vagabond, and then we'll go and spend a bit of time with Captain Bernard. That sounds like a plan. We should also have something to eat. Our nourishment is only at 70, but we do, if I recall correctly, have a lot of cooked hare meat on our horse, which is going to spoil if we don't use it. So maybe what we'll do is, we'll take 3 pieces of the cooked hare meat, 2 for us and 1 for Mutt, and then the rest we will sell when we go into town. Unfortunately, the red deer venison is also completely spoiled, but that's fine. We can sell that in town as well. We won't get much for it, but you know, anything's better than nothing, so we may as well try and sell it. And we've got these hair pelts as well that we'll also need to sell. And I think that's otherwise pretty good. Now, of course, nothing happened last night, but it seems that we've ended up in the possession of some additional goods which some crazy folk think, you know, might actually be theirs. Clearly it's not, but, you know, if it gets spotted on our person, they might mistake it for being their property because it looks very similar. So, just to avoid any risk of that happening, I think we'll put this lucky playing die and this unpopular die and this savior schnapps into our stash here. So let's go ahead and do that. If we have a look, the lucky playing die is a playing die that brings luck more often than you'd expect. So we'll just pop that in there. And this unpopular die, sometimes the dice fall well, sometimes not. This one, probably not. So we'll put that in there too. I don't think there's anything else other than the savior schnapps. But otherwise, I think we're all good. Yes, excellent. Now, is there anything that I want to take from this chest? Let's take the bludgeon, because I think we'll just sell that. I don't think we need it anymore. Can we use this hunting bow yet? I don't know if we can. I think we can now, actually. So maybe we'll hang on to this and we can get rid of this ash bow. Anyway, I'll have a think about that. Let me just check out of this page. Actually, what I should do is look at my stats. Ah, no, we're still slightly low on agility. We need 5, we've only got 4. So I guess we'll leave the hunting bow in the stash for the moment. And what else do we have in here? These hunter's gloves and padded chaucers. We'll take those. I think the stolen flag is no longer on them. Although we'll have to check because the stolen flag's not showing up on these ones either, but they're certainly still stolen. So we'll check that. But otherwise, I think that's everything. Yep. Cool. Alright. So, let's just have a look. The bludgeon's not stolen, of course. The hunter's gloves aren't stolen, and the padded chaucers are also not stolen. Excellent. Now, we've got 2. They're the same in terms of defensive stats, but there's these ones which are looking a bit darker, that have lower visibility and conspicuousness stats and less noise, and these ones which look a bit lighter, but they have higher visibility, conspicuousness, and noise, and they've both got the same durability and charisma. This one's in slightly better condition. They weigh the same. Their value is not the same. This one's worth more, but I don't quite like the look of this one. It just looks dirty to me, like unintentionally dirty. So I'm thinking I might just... I'll hang on to it, I think, but I might just store it in the stash. Because it doesn't actually help our stealth that much either. When we are wearing our stealthy outfit, adding this actually increases our visibility and conspicuousness rather than decreasing it. So I think we will keep it, but I'm just going to leave it in the stash. And I think beyond that, we're all good to go. Let's have a bite from this pot. Not punch it, I meant to just eat it. Ah, Teresa's just awoken. Very good. Morning, Teresa. Good to see you. Heading out to begin your day as well, are you? Excellent, excellent. Well, we're right behind you. Okay, never mind. She's not interested. We need to speak to the miller, who's milling about somewhere. There he is. Let's have a chat.
God be with you.
And with you, Goodman. Goodman Miller. Now, I have that ring for you.
I have that ring for you.
Excellent. They'll be hopping mad at the baths once they find out. Here's your reward. And don't turn it all into drink.
Alright, so we gained some reputation. We lost the ring from the baths, but we got 100 groschen. That's not bad at all. And apparently Miller Peshek has another job for us. Any chance of more work?
Any chance of some more work for me?
For you, always. A friend of mine asked me to help him get back some disputed land from his neighbor.
And you've become an officer of the law, is that it?
A likely turn of events. No, I'm pleased to say this is good old-fashioned stealing. There's a deed of sale for that land, not quite in his favor. So it would be a fine thing if it went missing.
Okay, fine. Where can I find it?
Very well. Where do I need to liberate it from?
From the bailiff himself. Ha! You should see the face you're pulling. I never said it would be easy. The deed is supposed to be at the rat house somewhere, on the table, among the other parchments. You'll need to sneak in and then find it.
I'll manage somehow.
That I don't doubt. And you needn't doubt your reward.
That could be tricky. I mean, we've got two options. We could sneak in at night in our stealthy gear and try to steal the documents from the rat house that way, assuming we can get to them. But then again, we are in the service of Sir Radzig, and we did previously help out the bailiff by joining the garrison and going on patrol with Nightingale, so perhaps we could just waltz in there dressed in all of our armor and kit as if we're a guard, and then swipe it off the table and walk right out. We'll have to have a think about that, but anyway, it gives us something to do. Now, we probably should maybe practice our pickpocketing a little bit more. Obviously, our little altercation with Pasdera and Nightingale the other night that we dreamt about, that never actually happened, but it might have happened, I don't know. Wouldn't admit to anything in any event. We did pick their pockets, but we didn't really pick their pockets. We just knocked them unconscious while they were asleep by, not strangling them, but blocking their breathing. We didn't actually pick their pockets per se. And our pickpocketing skill is pretty low. It's only 2. So we should certainly try and increase it a bit. And we've only got 1 perk. So maybe we do a bit more practice with Miller Peshek, just to get our pickpocketing skill up a bit more. Failing that, then I guess we'll just have to practice on drunk and sleeping people around taverns. But I don't know where we'll do that safely. I mean, I wouldn't want to do that at the taverns in town, where there's loads of guards running around. Maybe this tavern outside of town could be a good option, or maybe some of the other towns around the area, like maybe Neuhof, where there's not as many guards around, or Talmberg, Rovna. Actually, there's no one living at Rovna, right? Yeah, never mind, not Rovna. Talmberg or Ujitz, maybe. Anyway, we'll have to think about that, but in the interim, let's just do some practice with Miller Peshek, I think. I'd like to try pickpocketing again.
I'd like to try pickpocketing again.
All right. Come behind the mill, away from prying eyes. God be with you.
All right. So we'll go behind the mill. Follow Mr. Peshek. Now let's give ourselves a wash as well.
Hey, lad. Don't you want a little wager on the Rattay tourney?
No, I'm okay. Mr. Peshek, thank you for asking. No wages for me. Alright, let's practice some pickpocketing, eh?
I'll stand here and pretend I don't know you're there. You try sneaking up behind me without me seeing you, and take something from my purse. First, you have to rummage in the purse. The longer you do it, the better chance you have of finding something valuable, but also of getting caught in the act. Once you've found something you want, you've got to pull it out, carefully, but fast enough so I don't notice. Try stealing my dagger. It's there, mixed up with other things.
Alright. Will do. So, let's have a look. Our pickpocketing skill is just over level 2. Now, if we pick his pockets but don't take anything, do we get any skill points for that? Let's see. So, like, if we just open it but don't take it, and then exit, did we get anything for that? No. Okay, so we have to take stuff from people's pockets. Alright, let's try again then. This time we'll take it.
That's the way. I hardly noticed you were there. I think you're ready to try it out for real. Best practice on drunks and sleeping folk, so you don't end up in jail before you even get started.
Thanks, Peshek.
You're welcome. But I'll be having that dagger back now.
Alright. So that's pickpocketing done. Did we get any experience? We got a small amount. It would take a while of practicing with him to get it up to level 3. Probably not worth it. You'd have to sit through all that dialogue repeatedly. What about training, though? Yeah, can you train us in pickpocketing?
Will you teach me how to pickpocket better?
Certainly.
Alright, I'm just a beginner, as you know.
I'd like to practice the basics.
All right, but it'll cost you.
60 groschen. Well, I've got 1400, so that's actually not so bad, but let's haggle you down
Isn't
anyway.
that quite a lot?
Let's try... Will you go for... 45 seems a bit low. 46?
Are we agreed?
That's not enough.
Not enough, eh? Alright, what about... Probably could get away with 50, but we'll go 51.
Agreed. Now listen up.
Okay, so that improved our pickpocketing. By a decent amount, but still not enough to get level 3. So we will have to practice. Can we do that again?
Will you teach me how to pickpocket better?
Certainly.
No, we can't. Okay, so maybe you can only do the each level of training either once or once with each person who offers that training. So it might be that there's other teachers beyond Miller Peshek who can train us in pickpocketing, and maybe we can do beginner training with them. I'm not sure.
I'll think it over.
But that's fine. What about lockpicking? You also train lockpicking,
I hear you're
right?
able to open locks without a key. Will you teach me how?
Certainly.
Certainly. Yeah, I'm just a
I'd like
beginner.
to practice the basics.
All right, but it'll cost you.
That's alright.
Isn't that quite a lot?
Let's haggle him down again. We'll go 46.
Are we agreed?
That's a poor offer.
Ah. Is it? Yeah, you can accept 51.
Agreed. Now listen up.
Hey, we reached a new level in pickpocketing, and we get a perk point. I'll have a look at that in a bit. What about
I hear you're able to open locks
the next level?
without a key.
Something a bit more
Will you teach me how?
challenging.
Certainly.
Yeah, slightly advanced.
I'm interested in more advanced techniques.
All right, but it'll cost you.
Maybe another time.
Maybe another time. I hear you're able to
Yeah,
open
no,
locks
actually, let's go through
without
with
a
it.
key. Will you teach me how?
What was the cost there?
Certainly.
180 or something? We can haggle him down. It's more, but it's
I'm
not
interested in more
that much
advanced
more.
techniques.
All right, but it'll cost you.
Yeah, 180. Let's
Isn't that
haggle
quite
him
a
though.
lot?
Alright, let's see if we go... If we go 135...
Is this enough?
That's a poor offer.
Let's see what we can get him down to. 155. 150. Do we risk it? 150? Let's try.
Agreed.
Yeah, nice.
Now listen up.
So that improved our lockpicking. Let's have a look, see what our skill's up to. So almost level 7. Not bad. Can we do any more training with you, Mr. Peshek? I don't think we can.
I hear you're able to open locks without a key. Will you teach me how?
Certainly.
No, okay.
Well,
Alright.
I'll think it over.
Oh, cool. In any event, we've done some
Goodbye.
training with him. That's very good. Alright, let's mount up and head into town. Oh, we need to eat our hare. I almost forgot. So we're at 73 nourishment. We'll get 14 from each one of these we eat. So we'll eat one. We'll eat two. Slightly over 100 nourishment, but only by 1 point. That'll drop quickly. And we'll give the other piece to Mutt. Come here, boy. Got
Look
something.
what I've got for you.
Got something for
You'll
you to
love
munch
this.
on. There you go. Some cooked hare meat. Yum, yum, yum. We do need to speak to Teresa at some point, but we'll do that another day, I think. Hey, a new level in Houndmaster. Excellent. Alright, let's head into town. And we'll need to go visit the merchants to sell the rest of the hare meat and the hare pelts and some of the gear we've got that we don't need. And we'll speak to that vagabond as well and return that liberated coin that we found as we, went on our nighttime stroll in the city, which no one saw. Is that Nightingale? No. No, that's a... This is Nightingale though, isn't it? It is! How are you feeling, Nightingale? I heard you had a bit of a rough night. Well, not that I would know anything about that. You don't seem to mind. You're not yelling at me, so I presume you don't have any clue. I hope you find your assailant, whoever they are, whether their name be Henry or some other name that isn't Henry. Have a good day. Alright, let's find that vagabond. That's the beggar. Where's the vagabond? Oh, he's right behind us. Alright, let's park up over here. Go and speak to that vagabond fellow when he's not patrolling the street. Yeah, alright, we'll have a chat with him there.
What am I to do? A poor wretch whose home was burnt to ashes by Sigismund's hordes.
I do feel for you, Ringlet, and I wish I could give you some coin. Unfortunately, I'm pretty much broke. I've barely got a penny to my name. What a shame. Actually would give the money if I could, but alas, you cannot. Alright.
God save you.
And you, Goodman. I liberated the coin.
I've got your coin.
I'd like to see that bastard's face when he finds out it's gone. I'll give you some of the groschen back, like I promised. And I've got another job for you.
Oh, yeah? Oh, cool. So we got 25 groschen. Back, anyway. So we lost 50, gained 25. We also got some reputation. And you said you have, you said something about another job.
What's this other job, then?
Everywhere you go here, you'll see wretches like me. Poor souls that don't have a pot to piss in and have to beg. Then take a look and rat-eye at all the gentlefolk with their noses in the air. Looking out only for themselves, with not a moment's thought for the poor. Well, from one fine lady, you could get alms to feed the whole lot of us here.
Oh, yeah, okay. Alright, I'll do it.
Arms for everyone. That would be quite a purse. But I'll see what I can do.
That's the spirit. In return, I'll teach you something useful, and you'll get a share too, of course.
Steal 50 groschen from the rich woman. Or I could give him 50 groschen of my own money. Which isn't much for me, I've got plenty. I'll have a think about that, though. I will have a think about that, though. Although I have a lot of money, I'm role-playing that I don't have a lot of money. And trying not to use money too liberally. Because it's quite easy to gain money. So, this rich woman, where is she? Oh, she's behind us. She's just coming up. Let's go get a look at her. I think that must be her there. Yeah, that's her. Can we speak to her? We can.
Good morning.
Oh, she's just an old lady. Oh, I feel kind of bad about stealing from her.
May the Lord watch over you.
But she looks pretty well-to-do. I'm sure she's got a husband looking after her. So maybe it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. I'll have a think about that. I'll make up my mind later as to whether I'm going to donate my own money or steal it from the rich woman and donate hers.
Those bastards that raided the farm were bloodthirsty cutthroats who spared nobody they got their hands on. By all accounts, it wasn't coin they were after, only blood. Why would they kidnap some stable hand?
True enough, but it still don't make sense to me. Why would a quiet lad like that throw his lot in with that spawn of Satan? For sure there's something else behind it.
I don't know about that.
Interesting. Seems the Neuhof raid is the talk of the town.
Nice and warm today.
The townsman and Wolfram Pruder were having a bit of a conversation about that. You're the merchant fellow who keeps your pretty daughter locked up, eh? No, I didn't say that. Okay, you're not getting angry at me on his behalf. Can I speak to you?
I hope I can be of some humble service to you.
You can get me a date with your daughter. No.
See you later.
Okay. All right. So let's go to the merchant. And sell all of the cooked hare meat before it goes off. I think we'll go to the merchant up here. This trader seems to give the best prices. What was his name again? He was the German fellow. Conrad Hagen? I think that's right. Anyway, we'll speak to him. Let's get all the stuff off my horse. Yep. And the rest, all the dried food we'll leave on our horse, actually. But yeah, okay. Alright, let's speak to... Yeah, Conrad.
Good day to you.
Conrad Hagen. It's German. He gives good prices, yeah? Let's talk trade. So... I'll have a look at what he is selling in a minute, actually. We'll sell the bludgeon. The hunter's gloves that are on 62 condition. Yeah, that's all we need to sell from there. And then we'll sell all of this cooked hare meat. And both of the completely deteriorated and rotting red deer venison, which will get half a groschen for each of them. I don't know what he's going to use it for. You couldn't even feed it to the dogs when it's that in that poor condition. And all of the hare pelts as well. We'll sell all of that. So 129.7 groschen for all of that, which isn't too bad at all. Is that everything? I think that is. Yeah. Excellent. All right. Well, let's haggle a bit, see if we can get a better price.
Let's talk about the price.
All right, so.
He's not too thrilled about haggling with me. What about 160?
What about this?
It'll take more than that to persuade me.
Okay. 140. He may not accept 145. It'd be a bit risky. Let's just accept 140.
Oh, that's a decent price.
That's fine. Alright. Cool. Let's head up to Captain Bernard, I suppose. And we'll get some training in.
Yeah.
We'll just ride through town. I wonder if that guard Pasdera is around. I don't remember exactly what he looked like. I'm sure he's also a little bit miffed about how bad of a night of sleep he had.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's go get some training in with the captain. There he is. Waiting at his post patiently. Alright, now let's get into all of our kit. Pop on our gambeson and the padded chaucers. And the padded coif. Mail coif, leather jerkin, the van braces. Skalitz Waffenrock. And then the hunter's gloves and the bassinet. There we go. Kitted out. And we'll equip our mercenaries bedfellow short sword as well. We'll leave the bow and arrow unequipped because we're not going to be doing training with the bow and arrow at the moment. Alright, let's speak to Captain Bernard. Hail, Goodman. Can we do some training, Captain? I'd like to learn combos.
If you want to really hurt your opponent, it's no use just flailing at him and hoping you get lucky. You need technique, but using skilled moves is no easy matter. There's no miraculous strikes you can learn that will ensure you win every duel. You've got to work those techniques into your combat, force your opponent into a position you want him in, and then attack unexpectedly.
Ooh, nice strike.
See?
I couldn't even block
from
that.
Overhead, then slash from the side, and back swing low down. So you expect me to strike from below, but then I turn the sword and strike you with the other side. Once more, defend.
I literally can't defend. It's
Now,
not letting me.
You try it. Strike from above, then from the right, then slash.
Okay.
The strikes have to follow quickly, one after the other. As soon as one lands, you start the next. You have to keep exactly to the sequence, otherwise it won't come off. Slash from above, slash from the right, slash from below. Go!
Okay. So slash from above, slash from the right, slash from below.
Try to catch the rhythm. As soon as one blow lands, change the target zone and strike again, right away. Don't stop.
I'm not actually trying to do it. I just want to see what else he's going to say.
No, no, no! You have to strike me 3 times. 3 times.
Alright, let's do it properly now. So, above. No, I did it too slow.
Good.
There we go.
Again.
Alright.
Good. Again.
And one more time.
That's it? All right. You can learn lots of similar techniques with every weapon. Train and practice.
Oh, cool. Alright, so we learned combo strikes. Thanks very much, Captain Bernard. Good to see you again, by the way. The Neuhof investigation is going fine, just so you know. I just want to do a bit of training with you, and we'll get on to that right quick and head up to Uzhitz. So don't you worry about that. It's well in hand. So, we've learned, or maybe we always knew it, I'm not too sure. Zornort Wrath Strike, that's one that I previously unlocked, I think. Longsword combo, slash to the left, slash to the bottom right, and then stab. With a rapid Zornhau from the Ox stance, parry the opponent's strike to the side from your left shoulder, and thrust the point straight to his chest. And then this is the one that we've just learned from Captain Bernard, I think. It might have always been unlocked, I can't remember, but in any event, slash from the top, slash from the right, slash from below. The short edge strikes the face. After drawing back down, you let the sword slip behind you, and through the coda lunga e stretta position, strike unexpectedly with the other edge of the blade. False edge. Coda lunga? I don't know. Not sure how that's pronounced. It seems to be Italian. Coda something estretta. Lunga, I don't know. Anyway, that's fine. Can we do any more training, Captain Bernard? Nothing I can ask you, is there? No.
Thank you. That's all I wanted to know.
Alright, let's do Master Strikes. That sounds good.
I think I've mastered the basics of combat. Could you teach me something a bit more advanced?
I see. And what weapon are you such a master at?
Oh, I'm pretty good with a sword. Can you teach me ripostes with a sword?
I'm pretty good with a sword.
You're a bit cocky, ain't you? All right then, let's see what you can do. If you're as good as you think you are, I'll teach you some master strikes.
I'm ready.
Oh, I've got to prove myself to him. Okay. I guess that makes sense. Well, let's give a good show then.
Stand there, take your weapon, and fight. If you look like you know what you're doing, I'll teach you a trick or 2.
Alright. Okay, that did not go well, the first attempt. Oh, that one went alright. Aha, we even did a Master Strike on him. Excellent. Clinches I'm not so good at, though. Alright. Got him. Trying to dodge that one, didn't quite work out. Got a new level in sword, excellent. Got him with the Master Strike again. Ow! Let's try the Von Ort Wrath Strike.
Enough. That will do. That wasn't at all bad. All right, let's see if you're ready for the next lesson.
Nice.
Now, pay close attention. I'll teach you the most important thing. It's good to be able to attack. It's good to be able to fend off your opponent's blows.
But the best is when you're able to do both at once. A master stroke is when you parry your opponent's blow and strike him at the same time. Attack me, and I'll show you how it's done.
Alright. Give me 1 second. Alright, so we have to attack him, and he's going to show us this Master Strike. Well, get ready, Bernard, here we come. Ow.
See? I parry and strike in one move. There's no defense against this technique if it's executed well. The thing is to time it right. Block right into your opponent's strike and match your movement to his. One elegant technique and the fight is won. Try it. I'll attack slowly. You parry.
Alright.
Alright.
There we go, we did it. If you time your block right at the very start of your opponent's swing, instead of a perfect block, you'll execute a master strike with an automatic riposte. As you increase your proficiency in combat, your chances of executing a master strike will increase significantly.
Very good.
We'll do it one more time. Oh, actually, I might fail this one.
Not like that.
Hit me again, Bernard. It's actually quite hard to do it when it's in slow motion. It's easier to do at full speed.
Not bad.
There we go. Nice, new warfare level and axe and agility. Excellent. Oh, that means we can use Sir Hans Capon's hunting bow. Wunderbar. Alright, well, let's have a look. What do we have here? We've got a new perk in warfare. So we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 perks in total. Bailman and Feint were unlocked by default, I think. So this is the first actual perk in warfare that we're getting to choose. And there's 6 perks to choose from, so we can get all of them except one. So we've got Bloodletter. You have a greater chance of drawing your opponent's blood. And Rusty Edge. The more damaged your sword, the greater your chance of poisoning your opponent when you hit him, even without poison applied to your weapon. If you do have poison on a damaged weapon, the chances of administering it are increased by half. It's not terrible, but I don't know how... I don't really plan on keeping my weapons damaged intentionally. So, yeah, I don't know. Anyway, Furious, the more you're wounded, the stronger your attacks. Sadist, when you draw an opponent's blood, it gives you a +1 strength bonus. Although I don't know if that will increase your strength above 20, which I think is the cap. Maybe it does, I'm not sure. Against all odds, you'll have 20% greater strength, agility, warfare, and defense in a fight where you're outnumbered. Chain Strike. Each blow in an uninterrupted chain will hurt your opponent more than the previous one. Any interruption will cancel the bonus. I think we'll go with Bloodletter. That seems decent. It means our opponents are more likely to start bleeding in a fight, and they might just bleed out. So we could potentially outlast them. So that seems decent. Cool. And we had a lockpicking perk. I totally forgot to look at that. So we've got lasting lockpicks already. Our lockpicks will be more durable and last twice as long, and I think that's one that I picked. So we can either now get Repairman. After successfully picking a lock, you have a 20% chance of any broken lockpicks returning to your inventory, which we've got plenty of lockpicks, so that doesn't seem that useful. There's Deft Grip. The starting position when lockpicking will be closer to the end of the lock, making it easier to open. And there's Luck of the Drunk. It'll be 30% easier for you to open locks when drunk, but it will also be 30% noisier. So, I mean, that can be a problem if we're trying to be quiet and stealthy, but then we just, make sure we're not drunk. But this might make it very easy to open hard and very hard locks when we don't need to worry about being quiet, because we can just have a drink to get ourselves a little bit drunk, and then it'll be 30% easier to open. So I think we take that perk. That's a pretty good perk. And stealth will hang on to. Cool, I think that's good. Let's do a little bit more training with Bernard, though. I think we can still get our sword skill up a bit more with some training. Yes, I'd like to do some more training with a practice weapon.
I'd like to train a bit, just lightly, with practice weapons.
Right. Let's get to it. What weapon would you like to try? I've got a bastard sword, a short sword. We can fight with poles. Whatever you fancy.
Well, I don't think we need to fight Polish people just yet. That's a bit more advanced, I would have thought. Let's just practice with the long sword.
I still don't feel entirely competent with the bastard sword. I'd like to try that.
Right, lad. Grab your piece, and we'll get stuck in. Show what you're made of!
Got you with the master strikes. Oh, you got me with the master strike, even though it was after I dodged as well. Oh, good dodge. I want to try that other one. It's the Zornort Wrath Strike. I think it was top right. I think it was right. Sorry, left, right, stab, something like that. Come here, Bernard. Stop master striking me, Bernard. It's not fair. Got you with the feint there. Oh, and an excellent master strike there.
Fuck it!
Calm down, Bernard. It's just a practice duel. No need to get so aggressive about it. Hey, you reached a new level in strength. Nice.
Kurwa fix. Lost your win?
No. Have you? Seem to be panting quite a bit. Oh, good dodge. Oh, well done. But I got you back. Oh, reached a new level in defense. Very nice. I would like to get that other combo off. Just once. Still not good at the clinches. Got you. That's the Zornort Wrath Strike there. Yeah, Henry's got skills, Bernard. You better watch out. We even leveled up our sword skill. We're really becoming a master now. Oh, I'm gonna get you again. That was a good dodge, but a bad strike. Got you. Oh no. Uno reverse from Captain Bernard there.
Give up?
No, never. Henry will never give up to you, Captain Bernard. Not until I'm the best swordsman in all of Bohemia. Oh, can I... Oh, damn, I was hoping to do another Master Strike, do the Zornort one on him right after the false edge.
Bugger this.
Tried feinting him, it didn't quite work.
God.
Ooh, good Master Strike.
Missed.
Ow. I guess I telegraphed that a bit too much.
Giving up already?
Not at all, Bernard. Ow. Well done. You and your Master Strikes, Bernard. It's almost like you've been doing this a long time. You level in defense, nice. warfare. Oh, there you go. The back-to-back master strikes. Or combo strikes, rather. And then followed by a master strike. Oh, you're on the ropes now, Bernard. Yeah, I know. It's not looking good for you, is it? Looking a bit grim. Oh, it's going to happen again. Oh, no. He master striked me right as I was about to finish off the combo.
You'll get what for?
You're annoyed at me, Bernard. I can tell. This upstart Henry is showing an old dog some new tricks that he just learned from said old dog.
I'm over here.
You know, I saw him telegraph that, and I thought I could dodge it, but then I mistimed it. Come on, Bernard. Alright. Alright, I think we'll leave it there.
Ah, Kurva! Enough! You got me!
Seeing as how you'll never surrender, I guess I'll quote-unquote surrender. Although I think I was winning that, to be honest. That's not bad at all. We got some good levels there. In defense and in sword. Level 5. Actually, I wonder if we can do a bit of training with Bernard. Like pay him to train us. Yeah, defense, sword, and axe.
I'd like to improve my swordsmanship.
Let's do like a proper lesson. Yeah, I'm just a beginner.
I'd like to practice the basics.
All right, but it'll cost you.
Alright.
Isn't that quite a lot?
Let's haggle him down a bit. Say 46.
Since it's you.
Since we're
More
mates,
than that
Captain
to
Bernard.
persuade me.
Alright. 51.
Agreed. Now listen up.
Cool. So we reached a new level in sword. That got us up just up to 6. What about if we do
I'd like to improve my swordsmanship.
Advanced training?
Certainly.
Slightly advanced
I'm
training.
interested in more advanced techniques.
All right, but it'll cost you.
You know what? It's worth it. We've got so much money.
Isn't that quite a lot?
Let's get rid of some of it. Say 135.
Satisfied?
It'll take more than that to persuade me.
Hopefully you can do it for 150. Let's give it a try.
Agreed.
Nice.
Now listen up.
So actually they got a new level in warfare from that. Nice. That's unexpected, but not unpleasant. And defense.
Can you teach me how to defend myself better in combat?
Certainly.
I'd like to practice the basics.
All right, but it'll cost you.
Isn't that quite a lot?
And again, let's go 46.
What about this?
It'll take more than that to persuade me.
Probably could get away with 50, but I'll go 51 just in case.
Agreed. Now listen up.
So that improved our defense, and we might even be able to do the slightly advanced defense training.
Can you teach
as
me
well.
how to defend myself better in combat?
Certainly.
I'm interested in more advanced techniques.
All right, but it'll cost you.
Isn't that quite a lot? Are we agreed?
You're a right pinch purse.
You're learning something about me, Captain Bernard. Yeah, he'll go for 150.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Now listen up.
Nice. Cool, reached a new level in defense. So that's like all our training that we can do, we're caught up with. So let's have a look at the perks we've got for defense. We'll get a total of 5 perks, and there are 6 perks in total, but I think Perfect Block was unlocked automatically, so we can get every perk, basically, with defense. So let's get Firm Grip or Weapon Cruncher. So Firm Grip, blocking your strikes will cost an opponent 15% more stamina. And Weapon Cruncher, if you beat your opponent in a clinch, you'll damage his weapon 15% more. A damaged weapon will cause much less damage, as well as its price being greatly reduced. Now, I typically back myself to win combat and kill my enemy and then take his weapon from his dead body. So why would I want to damage what I'm ultimately going to own? Unless I can then repair it up using my maintenance skill, I suppose. Let's just go with Firm Grip for the moment, because that's a more obvious benefit, I think. It'll mean we can grind through our opponent's stamina pool a bit more easily. And then for the sword, we've got 3 to choose from. Blunt Strike, which is a short sword, hunting sword, and saber combo there. Stab, slash, slash. So stab and then slash from the left and slash from the bottom right. Instead of a started strike from the right, strike unexpectedly at the opponent's face. Turn your weapon around his and strike him quickly with the blunt end. If you have a shield, use its edge for striking. Yeah, so we actually have a short sword at the moment. We don't have a long sword, so it might be worthwhile getting a short sword combo. And then double stab, slash, slash, stab, stab. After a flurry of quick thrusts, twist the point forward, guide the opponent's weapon sideways with twin quick stabs, and strike the exposed chest. Now that takes 4 moves, so it's a bit harder to pull off than this one, which only takes 3. Because theoretically you can get perfect blocked or master striked, or you could miss, you know, on the 3rd one or the 4th one. Whereas on this one you can only miss on the first 3, and there's no 4th one. So, yeah, I don't know. And then we've got Fairless Scar Maker, which is a longsword one, so we can't really use it yet until we get a longsword. But that's slash from the bottom left and then stab, stab. By means of rapid attacks, put the opponent on the defensive, then feint a stab, but instead of carrying it through, execute a Mittelhau around the opponent's blade straight to the face. Does sound good. Blunt Strike. Strike unexpectedly at the opponent's face, turn your weapon around, and strike him quickly with the blunt end. Or use your shield. How many perks do we get? We get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm pretty sure we spent one on Zorn Ort already. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we can get all of them except one. Which means we won't be able to get one of the short sword ones, because I definitely want to get all the long sword ones. Definitely want to get the half sword one too, because that's just cool. Attack repeatedly from various sides to confuse the opponent. If you have a shield, cover your final strike behind it. If not, get past the opponent's cover with a quick strike. Yeah, maybe we grab this blunt strike one. It's technically not as advanced a technique as this double stab one. Maybe I just pick up the longsword one and then worry about the short sword ones later. But then I don't get any utility out of this until I get a longsword. Who knows when that will be. I mean, this one's pretty easy to pull off. Left, right, stab, stab. I can give it a try. Yeah, let's grab double stab. Why not? Why not? Main level, yeah, I'm not worried about that at the moment. Okay, cool. Strength has gone up as well, level 7, that's not bad. Excellent. Well, I think that was a reasonably good training session. Now, Captain Bernard. Any work going on here?
Any chance of some work here, Captain?
It all depends on what you're ready to do, my lion. As I'm sure you've noticed, the roads around here are swarming with brigands. Sir Hanush has declared quite a reward for dealing with them.
So what do you think I should do about them?
We know about one of their encampments. It's to the east of Ratai in an abandoned mine. I don't really mind how you deal with them. Anyway, the leaders generally wear spurs, maybe like they're pretending they're nobility. Who cares? In any case, bring me the spurs, and I'll take it as proof that the deed's done.
Very well. I'll see to it.
Wait. In addition, Sir Hanush has offered a reward for every bandit who's killed. So take a good sharp dagger You'll get a bit extra for each ear you bring.
Isn't that a bit barbaric?
Isn't that a bit barbaric?
Barbaric ways for barbaric times, my boy.
That does make sense, I must admit.
Alright. Anything else we can do with you, Captain Bernard? No, I guess not. So what have we got there? We've got ruin. Bandits have settled in the vicinity of Ratai and are plundering the region. There's a generous bounty on their heads. So maybe let's take off either of those ones. We'll put ruin on. So where's this? East of Ratai. Yeah, okay, so it's down there. We've been there before. It's past this mill here. So maybe I guess we can either go this way and come round, or try and get down the hill here and then come this way. I'd rather get down the hill and go this way, to be honest. And then maybe we can look around in the forest to see if we can find some red deer for Alex. Alright, let's mount up and let's see if we can find a way down this side of the mountain. What would be the easiest way to get down? Maybe we could get down here, where it sort of slopes.
Yeah.
To the right here, it might be worth a look. Oh no, we went uphill a bit there somehow. I'm just conscious there might be an edge. Yeah, looks like there's a bit of an edge here. Maybe we should do this on foot. Oh no, we fell. We like dismounted on the side. That was not good. I think we're okay, thankfully. Let's try slowly walking down here. I think our horse will follow us somehow. Alright, we managed to make it down without breaking our legs, which is good. Yeah. There we go, that's fine. There we are. Alright. Call our horse. Good on you, Pebbles. You did well to navigate your way down that slope. It was a little more treacherous than I thought. Anyway, we made it. So that's that house behind us. So if we follow this road here, we should probably be on the other side of the river. Across the bridge. We'll make our way over to this bandit camp and see if we can take care of them for Captain Bernard. Make the roads a little safer around Ratai. Now, this I think is the roe deer hunting spot. Yes, because the miller's up ahead, and the roe hunting spot is just before the miller, so I think it's right here. Yes, there's all the roe. I didn't notice them before when I was riding past, but there they are. Now, I don't think they drop red deer meat, so I'll just leave them be. But let's go around the miller's place. I remember this miller's not the most friendly miller. A bit of a surly fellow. We've got a path going up into the woods there, which goes to that woodland garden, I presume. Yeah, and then there's this big pond area here, which this creek runs into. Very scenic. So, I think these bandits are up ahead. Yes, they're just over here. So, I think what we'll do is we'll ride our horse over here, park up, and we might grab our stealthy gear from our horse and do a bit of reconnaissance. So, let's get all of that equipped. Leather gloves. Just to see what we're dealing with first before we decide how we're going to approach the situation. I'll get my bow and arrow equipped as well. And I don't know where Mutt is. Where'd he go? There he is. Let's get him to wait here so he doesn't get in our way.
Stay.
what we'll do is we will just drop a save. Alright, let's go ahead and do some scouting, see if we can figure out how many bandits are holed up in the camp just down the end of the road there. I think we have a few different approaches we could take in terms of doing some reconnaissance. We could of course just wander down the main road here and see if we can peek our head around the corner and see what we can figure out about the bandits that way. I don't think that's going to be very effective though. We'll probably get spotted given it's broad daylight. An alternative to that would be we could cross this little river or creek over there, get on that road just on the other side, and then walk down the road there and try and peer across into the bandit camp from the other side of the riverbank and see if we can determine anything useful about the camp there. There is also this little wooden bridge that we could cross as a means of getting into the camp, but I suspect they might have someone guarding that bridge. It would only make sense after all, given it's a kind of a narrow crossing, I presume. So I don't think we'll actually see too much from that approach, especially given that there seems to be quite a bit of trees and foliage there that would block our line of sight into the bandit camp, so I don't know how much we'd actually see there. We can, of course, and I think this is probably the approach that we'll take, loop around into the forest over here, travel along this ridgeline, and then come down into the bandit camp from the hills, and hopefully with the height advantage, which Master Kenobi teaches is always advantageous, hopefully find a vantage point which gives us a good overlook on the bandit camp, and then from there hopefully we can figure out how many bandits there are, see their patrol routes, their general locations, determine what kind of equipment they have in terms of armor and weapons, and just generally through our reconnaissance figure out exactly what it is that we're dealing with here. And hopefully then we can take them out and satisfy Captain Bernard that we've made the wilds surrounding Rattay a safer place with less banditry and general, crime going on. So I think that's what we'll do, but before we do that, let's make sure all of our gear is in tip-top condition. So if we go into our horse's saddlebags here, we'll see we've got these repair kits, the small armorer's kit, small cobbler's kit, the small tailor's kit, and then a regular tailor's kit. Let's go ahead and move all of those into our inventory, and we'll use these to repair our gear and make sure it's at 100% condition before we get into any scrapes with these brigands. So we can use the cobbler's kit to repair our noble's shoes from 93% condition back up to 100. So let's go ahead and do that, and that's all we can do with the cobbler's kit, as we don't have any other shoes to use it on. And then in the small tailor's kit we can do the same for the short Skalitz Waffenrock, the warhorse gambeson, and the padded coif. So let's go ahead and do that as well. And it looks like that's actually, yes, that's leveled up our maintenance skill. We are now just over level 5. If we reach level 6, we'll get another perk point, so maybe we'll even get that level from the rest of our repairs, but maybe not. Anyway, we'll see. Let's finish off our repairs with the tailor's kit here, the warhorse gambeson and the padded coif. As for the tight blue hose and the padded chaucers, it looks like we don't have enough maintenance skill to repair those items, so unfortunately there's nothing we can do with those at the moment. I don't think the size of the tailor's kit makes a difference. Yes, indeed, even the regular tailor's kit, we still don't have enough maintenance skill in order to repair those items. So we'll have to take them back to town and get the tailor to repair them, which will cost us a little bit of groschen, but that's okay. Or alternatively, we'll just have to get our maintenance skill up, and then maybe we can use one of the kits to repair those items. As for the armorer's kit, we can use that to repair the leather jerkin, the common bassinet, the vambraces, and the hunter's gloves. So let's do that. The leather gloves, unfortunately, again, we do not have a high enough maintenance skill to repair those. And the mail coif evidently is too damaged to repair with the small armorer's kit. And I suspect that we also lack the required skill with maintenance to repair this. given that we can't repair the leather gloves that are on 56 condition, I doubt we have enough skill to repair the mail coif that's on 42 condition, if indeed it can be repaired at all with a repair kit. Now maybe if we had a regular armorer's repair kit instead of a small one, it would have the tools inside it that we needed to repair the mail coif if we had enough skill. But failing that, we'll have to take it back to town and take it to either an armor smith or a blacksmith and get them to repair the coif for us, which I'm sure will cost a pretty penny, but it would be worth it in the end, just to make sure that it's giving us as much protection as it possibly can. But that's all we can do with those repair kits for the moment, so let's go ahead and put them back on our horse, because they do weigh a little bit, and we don't need them anymore. Our gear is now in tip-top condition, or at least as good as we can get it out in the field. And we've got all of our stealthy gear equipped, so I think we're ready to go and do some scouting. So let's head up into the woods here. Now the woods also has the added benefit that as we approach the bandit camp, we'll have the cover and concealment that the foliage and the bushes provide, as well as the shadows from the tree canopy. So we'll be extra stealthy as we approach the bandit camp. Not to mention, as I said, the height advantage. In terms of actually dealing with the bandits, I think we have 3, maybe 4 options. Option number 1 is to charge into the bandit camp with all of our armor equipped, all of our weapons, waving our sword around like a maniac and yelling from the top of our lungs, and then just hoping that we'll be able to take on all of the bandits at once and emerge the victor. Now, I don't think that's the most prudent approach. I think that will very quickly lead to our demise, and as they say, prudence is the better part of valor, so I don't think we'll do that. Although we have done some training with Captain Bernard and significantly increased our combat skills, I'm still not overly confident that we'll be able to take on multiple combatants in a prolonged melee engagement. And so I think if we did just charge in there without any thought or consideration as to how we approach dealing with the bandits, I think we'll pretty quickly get mobbed by all of them and end up dead. And death generally is to be avoided, so I don't think we'll take that approach, although it would be a lot of fun if we managed to pull it off, but I think it's just too risky. We'll either die or we'll suffer some grievous bodily injury, which is also not very good. So I think we'll avoid that. An alternative approach would be to sneak into the bandit camp either in the day or perhaps under the cover of darkness, which of course would be easier because at night time we'll have the the advantage of being immersed in shadow and being more difficult to spot. But also most of the bandits will be asleep. They might only post 1 or 2, depending on how many there are in total. They might only post 1 or 2 to keep watch while the rest of them sleep, but that'll be a lot easier for us to sneak into the camp and sneak around and maybe even stealth kill the ones that are keeping watch and then kill the others in their sleep. But unfortunately, to perform a stealth kill, we need to have a dagger, and I don't think we actually have a dagger on our person, or on our horse for that matter. So unfortunately, we can't perform any stealth kills. I think we also even need a perk to perform stealth kills, if I remember correctly. Takedown lets you knock people out from a crouching position. I suppose that could be an alternative. Maybe we could sneak in and knock them out, or knock them out when they're sleeping, muffling them with a pillow or something. And then once they're knocked out, I guess we could take our sword out and attack them with our sword. I think there's a few problems with that approach, though. Number 1, I mean, we'd have to sneak in and successfully knock them out. Number 2, I'm pretty sure as soon as we take our sword out and thwack them with it, they're going to wake up, even though they're knocked out, or at least they'll start making a hell of a lot of noise as they scream in agony, and they'll probably wake their companions up pretty quickly, and then we'll end up in a melee engagement with multiple opponents, which is exactly what we were trying to avoid in the first place. So I don't think that's going to work. Even if we knocked out all of the bandits first, and only then took our sword out and started hitting them, I'm pretty sure that the one we hit, as soon as we hit him once, he'll wake up, and even if we could finish him off before he actually manages to get up and do anything, his screams of pain will probably wake up his friends, even if they are knocked out. So I don't think that's going to work for us. Plus, by the time we knock out the last bandit, there's every chance that the first bandit we knocked out might wake up. as they don't stay unconscious forever. And given that they'll, wake up probably not feeling too great, I think they'll immediately get up and start looking for whoever knocked them out. So I don't think that'll work. One alternative I've just thought of is maybe we could knock them out one at a time and then pick up their body and move it away from the camp and then put them down, take our sword out and attack them and kill them. But that's going to be quite cumbersome to do. There's, again, every chance that we might get discovered as we're, walking in and out of the camp carrying an unconscious body. And it's also not very time efficient. It'll take a bit of time to do all of that. And I think there's probably better ways of handling it. So, yeah, so that's not really an option. But as for stealth kills, unfortunately, because we don't have a dagger, we're not going to be able to do them. And yes, indeed, we also need the stealth kill perk, which will allow us to kill from stealth if we have a dagger in our inventory. So as of this moment, we fail both conditions precedent. We don't have a dagger and we do not have this perk either. We'll need to get a stealth level of 5 before we can even unlock this perk. We do have a perk point banked up though, and we are actually not too far away from level 5. We're about a third of the way through level 4. So as soon as we get to level 5, we can spend our perk point to unlock the stealth kill perk, but again, we'll still need to obtain a dagger somehow if we actually want to be able to perform a stealth kill. It looks like, yes, indeed, when we hit level 5, we'll actually get a perk point as well. So it looks like the developers clearly wanted people to be able to unlock this perk immediately upon hitting level 5. I guess they know that people like the stealth kill, and a few people are probably upset that it's not unlocked by default. But I think it's actually good that you have to level up your stealth abilities a bit before you can unlock the ability to stealth kill. But clearly they wanted to make a point that as soon as you hit level 5, you can unlock that perk, which is also, I guess you have to choose between crouching chameleon and stealth kill, but I think most people would pick stealth kill because those are the only two perks that you unlock at level 5. But anyway, that's that. So that's that option. Unfortunately, not going to work for us. So I don't think we can sneak into the camp and stealth kill the bandits or knock them out and attack them with our sword. But there is an alternative stealthy approach, a little bit of a spin on it, which might be of use to us, and it involves poison. Unfortunately, we don't have any poison on us or on our horse. We've only got these 2 potions. But if we did have poison, we could sneak into the bandit camp, again during the day or preferably at night time, and poison their food supply or perhaps also their water supply, or if they've got beer or wine or mead or any other kinds of drinks, then we could maybe poison those as well. But that, of course, requires us to obtain some poison, and right now we don't have any. There's a few ways that we could obtain poison. The first way is we could make it ourselves. We'd have to gather the necessary alchemical ingredients. We'd also have to know what those ingredients are. But assuming we could overcome those hurdles, then maybe we could go back to town and use the alchemy bench to create some poison for our use, and then sneak into the camp and slip it into the pot of stew that they have, or their water or whatever. But the hurdle to that is, well, number one, we need the alchemical ingredients. We don't know what they are. Number two, we don't actually know how to make poison at the alchemy bench. We'd have to find a recipe for poison. And even if we did find a recipe for poison, we don't know how to read. So we would not be able to actually use it to make the poison. So I don't think crafting it ourselves is going to be an option. We could go back to town and speak to the apothecary and maybe buy some poison from him. But I have a sneaking suspicion that the apothecary doesn't actually sell poison. And there's a pretty obvious explanation for that. If you were the Lord of Rattay, like Lord Hanush, or Sir Hans Capon, I suppose, but the current steward is Lord Hanush, you probably would not want the local apothecary in your town to be selling poison to the townsfolk and citizens of Rattay. I mean, I think it's pretty obvious that if the apothecary started selling poison, the townsfolk would pretty quickly resort to using poison on one another to settle their scores. I think you get a lot of instances of neighbors inviting each other over for a poisoned mushroom risotto, which probably would end in chaos for the town and a lot of work for the garrison. So I think for that reason, the apothecary probably doesn't sell poison, although maybe I'm wrong, I can't remember so we could potentially visit him, I suppose. But yeah, probably for the best. Otherwise, you'd get a lot of mushroom risotto poisonings, I'm sure. For those of you who don't know, that's a reference to some case in Australia where this lady poisoned her husband and some other guests by going out into the forest and collecting wild poisonous mushrooms and then making a mushroom risotto with them. I think it was a risotto. It might have been some other pasta Italian dish, I don't know. But anyway, it was a pretty big case here. So unfortunately, the apothecary is probably not going to be of any assistance to us. There is an alternative though. We could find a herbalist, one of the witches in the woods, and buy some poison from them. The only herbalist I know of is this herbalist up here to the west, or I guess the northwest of Neuhof. And from memory, she does sell poison. She sells, I think, bane poison and also the regular poison. So if we wanted to, we could ride up to the herbalist, buy the poison, ride all the way back down to the bandit camp, and then wait until nightfall, sneak into the camp, and poison their pot of stew, and maybe also their water supply, or, you know, beer or wine or whatever it is they're drinking. And that would work, but it's not going to be a complete solution. I think that will only serve to, you know, whittle their numbers down a little bit. It might kill one or two of them, but I think the rest of the bandits will pretty quickly avoid the food once they see their friends keel over and cough up a second lung after having a little bit of stew. And once that happens, I think the remainder of the bandits will pretty quickly realize that the food or the water has been tampered with, and they'll just simply avoid it. So we might kill a few of them, but we'll then have to contend with any of the bandits who got wise to the poisoning. So it could certainly help, and maybe if we have difficulty in clearing out the bandit camp, then we can retreat and, you know, go get some poison and come back and, you know, try and whittle them down through poison. But I don't think we need to do that, at least not right away. But it is an option which we'll hold in reserve. I guess that's option 3. It's really option 2B. 2A is stealth kill, 2B is poison. Option 1, of course, was charging in like a berserker and probably dying. There is a third option, which I raise only for completeness, but I don't think it's really going to work for us. And it is that we could shoot the bandits from a distance using our bow and arrow, preferably from the woods, because we can use some of the foliage to conceal our position. Now, if you do that during the day, I think they're pretty quickly going to figure out where the arrows are coming from. So we might only kill 1, maybe 2 bandits if we're lucky, and then the rest of the vagabonds we'll have to contend with in a melee combat, and there'll probably be more than one of them. So I don't think that's going to work. We'll end up in a melee engagement against multiple opponents anyway. We could try it at nighttime. You know, it'll be dark, so they'll have a harder time zeroing in on our location and figuring out where the arrows are coming from. So maybe we could kill 2, maybe 3 if we're lucky. But by the time we've loosed our final arrow and felled that second or third bandit, I'm sure the rest of them will have caught up with us and charged in, and we'll have to get our sword out and defend ourselves. So I don't know. It could help, but I don't think it's going to be the best approach. I think we need to whittle the bandits' numbers down before we even consider using our bow and arrow on the rest of them. The fourth option, and it's the option I'm leaning towards the most, it's kind of a mix of option 3 and option 1. And what it involves is we'll do some scouting. We'll figure out how many bandits we're actually dealing with. And once we have a certain specific number of bandits, we know exactly how many there are, then what we'll do is observe them, see their daily routine, figure out where they stand guard, where they go and patrol, how far away from the camp they get, how far away from the other bandits they get, and just generally get an idea of as to what their daily activities look like. And then, once we know that, we'll be able to determine which bandit at any given time is the furthest away from the camp and the furthest away from all the other bandits. And that bandit is going to be our target. We're going to try and either kill that bandit before he can run back to the camp and raise the alarm, or indeed just run away completely if he, you know, shits himself and gets too scared, or goad him into attacking us by taunting him or shooting him with an arrow, or shooting at him with an arrow but not necessarily hitting him, and see if he'll, you know, come and try and attack us, and then we can kill him on his own one-on-one, which I think, thanks to our training with Captain Bernard, will certainly be able to accomplish. So I think that's going to be the strategy. Figure out which bandit is the weak link, so to speak, and then try and lure him away and fight him one-on-one, or shoot him with an arrow and charge in with our sword and quickly finish him off before he can run back to raise the alarm or run away entirely. So I think we'll give that a try, and if that doesn't work, then there's always poison. So yeah, we'll see. I think that'll be more time efficient though. So anyway, let's keep heading along this ridgeline here, and then we will head down to the bandit camp. I think we're getting close to being just above the camp. So yeah, let's head down here. Yeah, I think that almost looks like a path that goes down to the camp there. But anyway, let's just sneak in. Yeah, I think this is their camp up ahead. Yes, I see some tents. Yeah, yep, that looks like their camp. They've got a horse there as well. We could maybe make the horse bolt as a distraction. So what are we dealing with? We've got one bandit over here. Looks like he's wearing a skull cap and some black looking armor. We have another bandit over there with I think that's a padded coif and a grey shirt or gambeson. There's a bandit over here with a shield, so that makes 3. Don't see any more. Oh, I think I saw a 4th one. Yep, there's a 4th one over there with a black and white hood. So 4 bandits. 4's not too bad. I think we can deal with 4. Are there any more anywhere? Don't see any more. So there's the black and white hood, the skull cap, the shield, and the padded coif. There's no one to our left, is there? Let's just make sure. That guy with the skull cap looks a bit intimidating. He's got this like black armor on him. He looks quite well equipped, I have to say. It looks like they're all just milling around camp. Oh, there's a 5th bandit there. I didn't see him. With a brown hat and a bow and arrow. Oh, and the one with the skull cap has just taken off all of his armor. And it looks like he's going to go have a nap over there. Interesting. I guess it is approaching 1 PM, so he's had his lunch and now wants to have a little bit of an afternoon nap. Fair enough. So that makes 5 bandits total. The one with the skull cap, the one with the shield, the one with the padded coif, the one with the black and white hood, and the one with the bow and arrow, who's patrolled just over to this point here, I guess guarding this forest path approach. Interesting. And of course the one with the skull cap and the black armor, he seems to be the most well equipped of all of them, so I suspect he might be the leader, but it looks like he's taken all his armor off and decided to have a nap, so he's actually much less of a threat at the moment. So we're dealing with 4 awake and armored bandits, armed and armored indeed, and 1 asleep and unarmored bandit. We could try, as I said, bolt the horse, cause a distraction and draw some of the bandits away from the camp, but that could be difficult. We'd have to sneak over there, and that guy's sleeping right next to the horse, so I don't know how that'll work out. Looks like this guy with the padded coif is going to go patrol over here. Let's just see where he goes. And the bloke with the shield is now replaced the other bandit with the bow and arrow at that point, and he's standing guard at the edge there, just before the road opens out into the open field, so the edge of the camp. And one of the other bandits just took their equipment off and is now also having a nap. I think that's the bandit with the black and white hood. Yes, it must be, because we've got the one with the bow and arrow over there, we've got the one with the shield, and then the one with the padded coif and the grey gambeson over here. So it looks like the leader, I think, with the skull cap and the black armor, and the other bandit with the black and white hood, have decided to have a nap.
You fucking bastard!
You've forgotten where you put it again, haven't you?
Fuck off! It was here just a moment ago.
Looks like these two are
times is that now?
arguing.
I lost count after 4.
That was you, right?
The last time it was the gloves, wasn't it? You forgot you traded them for the fur. And then you went stomping around saying we stole it.
You can fuck off, you can.
Whatever you say.
When I
Interesting.
stole it off me, I'll smash his face to fucking pulp.
It looks like this bandit with the shield lost something and has accused his companion of having stolen it, which his companion vigorously defended. Looks like there's some dissension in the ranks. I wonder if these bandits are at all related to Runt's gang, and if they had anything to do with the Neuhof stud farm raid. They are, you know, operating in the area, but perhaps they're just general brigands and vagabonds who have struck out on their own and set up camp here to ambush wayfarers for petty coin. But who knows? If we overhear their conversations and eavesdrop on them, we might be able to figure out if they work for or with Runt or King Sigismund or anything like that. I don't think they are, based on that brief conversation we overheard. It seemed just like general chit-chat amongst the brigands. But interesting. So, alright, so we're dealing with 3 active armed and armored bandits who are awake, and then there's 2 of them who are asleep. So I think we can work with that. Now, in terms of the bandit who's going to be the easiest to pick on, we could either go for this bandit here, near the forest path, but he's a little bit close to the camp and the rest of the bandits. It looks like the one with the padded coif just passed the chap with the bow and arrow and went somewhere behind that, you know, overgrown and dilapidated ruin of a house. So I don't know where he went, but maybe we could loop all the way around or travel up down the road and cross the river and try and lure him away. But again, he's kind of probably going to be within eyesight of this bandit. I think our best bet would either be this bandit here, or whichever bandit comes to this position, try and lure that bandit away. Or even better, whichever bandit goes over to the edge of the camp over there, try and lure them away. I feel like they're going to be the furthest away from not only the camp, but also from all the other bandits, and also kind of out of line of sight of anyone else that's walking around in the camp. So that's probably our best option. Looks like this guy's coming back to guard there, and the dude with the bow and arrow is just over there. And yeah, so we've got the skullcap fellow sleeping over there, and we've got the fellow with the black and white hood sleeping over there, and this guy is maybe coming back down this way. So let's sneak back. Ooh, let's make sure we don't get spotted on our way out by that guy. I think we stepped on a twig and he maybe heard us. Alright, I think we're far enough away now. Let's go back to our horse Pebbles. I think we've done enough scouting and reconnaissance now. I don't think these bandits have anything to do with Runt or the Neuhof stud farm raid. But let's head back to our horse, and we'll take off all of our stealthy gear, put it back into our saddlebags, and then we'll get our weapons and armor equipped. And we'll see if we can draw the bandits away one at a time. Now, in terms of drawing them away, I'm tossing up options. We could either shoot at them with a bow and arrow, or shoot them with a bow and arrow if we manage to hit. But I have a feeling if we do a lot of damage to them with that, they might just, you know, be fearful of death, and their survival instinct will kick in and they might just run away. Or they could run back to raise the alarm. Whereas if we approach the camp and we look kind of clueless, maybe we could kind of goad or trick the bandit into coming to attack us, and then we can finish him off. We might even be able to use our short sword combo strike here, double stab, with a slash and a stab. We might be able to use that to our advantage. But anyway, let's take all our stealthy gear off, put that back on our horse, and get our armor equipped. Put the van braces on, and there we go. I think we're all kitted out. We've got our weapons and armor. So I don't know, we could try and shoot this guy with an arrow and hope that he comes to attack us. He might just run away. If we shoot him with an arrow, maybe we can run in and finish him off before he can run away. Let's just try and do that, maybe.
Well, now, look what's coming. Oh!
Well, he's decided to fight. Okay. We killed him. I guess we hit him in the legs, so we didn't do too much damage. Ooh, that other bandit woke up. Let's just back off, because I don't want to draw too much attention. Yeah, he obviously heard the commotion. Let's just back away. They've raised the alarm. At least we killed one of them, so we have succeeded in our mission to thin their numbers. But they are going to be looking for us now, so let's just back up and wait for them to calm down and go back to their business. But yeah, we managed to hit that guy with an arrow and then finish him off with our sword reasonably effectively. Although we did puff ourselves out charging in. That's the only thing I didn't really consider. That if we charge in at a sprint, by the time we reach the target, we're going to be low on stamina. So I don't think they're aware of our position. Let's see if we can move down the road. Don't see them. Maybe they've gone back. Yeah, it looks like they've gone back to their camp. Don't see any of them around. Alright. So that worked. Managed to get rid of one of them. Now I think if that bandit hadn't been sleeping in the bed close to the horse, he may not have hurt us at all fighting this guy. Looks like they've gone back to bed. Let's grab this guy's body and move him away slightly. Maybe when the bandit comes back to patrol this area, he will wonder why or how the body's been moved and maybe come to investigate. Now, I think that bandit was also... he had a weapon, didn't he? He had like a saber of some sort. I don't know where that went. Should be on the ground here somewhere. Maybe I can find it later. But alright, I guess we'll wait. We'll wait for the bandits to come back this way. Maybe one of the other bandits picked it up. Let's see. So we've got a bandit's ear, a hacked off bandit's ear. The ear is hacked off, that is, the bandit is probably dead. We have a boar hide, the skin from a majestic wild boar. Some cheap wine, some drinking water, 36.4 groschen. Some hare meat, which I'll leave on his body at the moment, because if we take it, it's going to start to lose condition pretty quickly. Some marigold decoction, a torch, take our arrow back, and then his clothing, old boots, old shirt, padded black coif, a patched hose, and a waffenrock. I'll take all of that. Just leave the hare meat on him. He definitely had a weapon, but maybe one of the other bandits picked it up. I guess we'll just have to wait, see if one of them comes back this way. And we'll try and shoot him with our arrow and charge in and finish him off in the same manner as we did that bandit. Seemed to work out pretty well. But maybe they're more on alert now. They might be wise to us. Let's just see. I mean, this bandit, you've got to give him credit. He's not a coward. We shot him with an arrow in the leg, And he still stood and was willing to fight us when we charged in. So he was by no means a coward, but maybe he should have run away. Don't see any bandits heading this way. I'm sure they will eventually come back this way. So we've dealt with one, so there's 4 of them left. Yeah, so the bowman's over there, the one with the shield is over there. I think the other 2 went back to their beds. I don't know where his weapon went. He must have dropped it somewhere. Velitus Edulus, yeah, that maybe the other bandits picked it up. Curious that they picked up his weapon but didn't take anything else from his body. Just left his corpse there. Looks like they've gone back to their regular patrols. So let's see, if we come up here. I think one of them even went back to bed. Oh, the one with the shield looks like he's coming this way, maybe. I'm a bit more concerned about dealing with the one with the shield. I think he's going to be a challenge. Just by virtue of him having a shield, I think he'll be harder to deal with. So if we can get rid of him, then I'm much less concerned about dealing with the rest of them. Yeah, here he comes. Alright. Let's wait for him to stand still.
Who's there?
Alright, let's get him. Oh, he's running. You know what, let's just charge through the camp. The rest of them are sleeping or blissfully unaware. Let's chase this guy down and catch him. I don't want him to get away. Alright, we got him. Doesn't look like we are being chased either. Excellent. Okay, let's grab his stuff. I will take that shield, thank you very much. We could actually use that shield. And trusty companion, I'll take that as well. And I'll take that bandit's ear, better piercing arrow, 26.8 groschen, long distance arrow, torch, wounding arrow, and yeah, the brown hose, cheap wine, leather gloves, padded gear, the plate couters, the sturdy gambeson, which is actually not bad, although it's very damaged, but I'll have to look at that later. Alright, we're a little bit over encumbered. I don't think any of the other bandits heard that. I guess he just was so damaged by us that he basically just shat himself and decided, nah, I'm just gonna run and save my own skin. Screw the rest of these guys. We've already lost one. I'm not gonna be the second. Well, he ended up being the second anyway. Alright, let's skirt around the camp here. So it looks like some of them went back to have a nap. That's 2 down, 3 to go. And we'll have to get back to our horse to drop off some of this gear. I don't really want to get into combat while we're over encumbered. That might end badly for us. But yeah, 2 down, 3 to go. Not too shabby. We got lucky, I guess, in that we were able to just run through the outskirts of the camp there without waking any of them. Which I think only happened because the bowman was on the other side and the other 2 were asleep again. So that worked out in our favor. Alright, let's go ahead and... Well, actually, we'll use the shield because we have a short sword, so we can use the shield. Why not? The shield is especially suited for use with short weapons. There are countless shapes and sizes of shields, but the heater, shield-shaped shield, is one of the most common. In addition to its defensive function, it also carries the owner's colours, revealing whether the bearer is a nobleman or a member of a lord's garrison or town militia. This is going to add 133 defense for us, which is amazing, and 17 charisma, so it actually will increase our charisma while we're kitted out in our armor as well, so not shabby, not too shabby at all. The trusty companion short sword isn't as good as our mercenary's bedfellow, so we'll pop that on the horse. The extra torches and arrows can also go onto our horse. Hang on to the wounding arrows though, which for some reason are not stacking. Yeah, I don't know. That's weird. The sturdy gambeson, it's actually better than the warhorse gambeson when it's fully repaired. 3, 6, and 9 versus 2, 4, and 8. So it's actually quite a bit better. Lower charisma, but, you know, we need the protection, not the charisma when we're in battle. So this is probably worthwhile hanging on to and repairing. And then we can maybe use it instead of our warhorse gambeson. But we'll leave it on our horse for now. Same with the rest of this gear, which we don't need at the moment. Nice. Okay. Alright, I think we're good. So 2 down, 3 to go. Now the only one I'm really concerned about is the bandit leader, but he's taken off all of his armor and had a nap, even though his camp is clearly under attack. So he's much less of a threat than he otherwise would be. Still, do have to be careful. What we could maybe do, now that we're down to 3 of them, and one of them is this bowman fellow, maybe we sneak in here and shoot them while they sleep. Yeah. Oh, so he's actually wearing his armor. That's the dude with the black and white hood. He's put all of his armor on. Ah, and so is the bandit leader. He's just over there. Oh, that actually changes things. They're going to be a bit harder to deal with. So they're still having a nap, but they've put on all of their equipment, which does change the equation slightly. So maybe we need to take out that bowman next, and only then go after the other 2. So I really don't want to end up in a melee combat against 3 people, or against 2 with one guy shooting at me with a bow and arrow from a distance. So let's go around again. See if we can attack that bowman. I think he's still standing over there. I mean, if he patrols back the other way, that's even better. We reached a new main level and unlocked a perk point. Very nice. We'll have to have a look at that in a bit. Let's just finish dealing with these bandits. There he is. He's still standing watch over there. Alright. He hasn't seen us.
Hey!
Okay, he's running off.
Here. Raise the alarm!
They're coming to get us.
Raise the alarm! Watch out!
The answer. Hey, all of you, gather here. Raise the alarm.
Alright, this guy's going to be tricky. He's wearing all his armor.
Raise the alarm. Watch out.
We've done some good damage to him though. Okay, ooh, we killed the bandit leader. Excellent. Let's take his axe before I lose its location. Where is it? There it is. Let's pick that up. Oh god, Henry, do you really have to unequip your weapons? Alright, I'll have to go back to loot his body. Where have the rest of them gone? They might have seen me kill their leader and decided to run off. But they left, presumably, all their stuff behind, so they might come back. see if we can chase them down. They would have run this way. Ahaha! Should have run away while you had the chance. You're not getting away this time. Reached a new level in agility and vitality. Very good. Okay, so that's the bowman. That still leaves the fellow with the black and white hood. Maybe he just scarpered completely and has totally run off. Let's call our horse over to us, and we'll call Mutt as well. We'll loot this bandit. Take the ear. He has 2 apples, some better hunting arrows, a black hood, a bludgeon, a brown felt hat, a communion chalice, a golden chalice for sacramental wine. Did I just hear...
Hey, who's there?
Aha, you came back. Having escaped the lion's den, you came back for your hat,
You're in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Foolish. Very foolish. There he goes. No more banditry for you, my friend. He has a seax. I wonder if that's the weapon that the other chap was using. Oh, maybe not. Maybe he had his own seax. Alright, well that's all the bandits then, all 5 of them. So we'll take that bandit's ear, the black and white hood, the dark foot wraps and soles, 33 groschen, hunter's gloves, leather jerkin, some arrows, marigold decoction, silver ring, small armorer's kit, a torch, plate coutures, and a patched hose. Very good. So that's all the stuff from him. And let's go back to looting this bandit. He should have jumped on my horse and ridden off, but I guess maybe he didn't see it. So, the communion chalice, a golden chalice for sacramental wine, a dagger, so once we get that next stealth level, we'll be able to perform stealth kills finally. 46 groschen, not bad. And then just some other gear, none of it really too amazing. Some of it we already have. Wounding arrow, torch, the villager's dogwood bow. Nice, I'll have to have a look at that in a bit. We're getting pretty over encumbered though, so let's put the heavier stuff onto our horse. Or the stuff that we're not immediately using anyway. Okay. Alright. And yeah, that can go on our horse. Figure out what to do with all this gear a little bit later. For now, let's just get it on our horse, keep our encumbrance down. Okay, that looks fine. Cool, alright, so I've looted that bandit completely with the black and white hood, this bandit with the bow completely. This guy's still got some hare meat on him, but let's take that now. We'll go cook it at the campfire. And then there's the bandit leader I still need to loot. Let's cook that hare meat up. And I never found that weapon that the guy with the padded coif was using. I'm pretty sure he was using a seax. And the other guy was also using a seax, so I don't know. Let's see. So what does the bandit leader have? The bandit leader's spurs. The spurs are proof of conquest of the encampment. And he also has a bandit ear that we can hack off. Composite gauntlets. Gauntlets provide the best protection for the combatant's hands. It's sensible to remove them before picking your nose. Yeah, well, good advice. Very good protection, much better than our hunter's gloves. So I think this will keep this piece of gear and start using it. And then some other armor here. This one isn't better than our current mail coif. This one's not better than the warhorse gambeson. Ooh, the short common hauberk. It's completely damaged, I guess because we shot him up with arrows, but it's still pretty good. 9, 12, and 7. So 9 minus 2, this is down to 7, 8, and 5. Chainmail coats and vests are made from small metal rings linked together into a mesh. They differ in the size and shape of the rings as well as the linking system. The rings are usually riveted closed. Chainmail provides good protection against slashing, but can be pierced fairly easily, and without a layer of padding provides almost no defense against blunt, crushing blows. Still, that's pretty good. The skull cap isn't as good as our common bassinet, so I won't worry about that. But great, okay, so we've killed the bandit leader. Let's take his body back to the main camp. Need to figure out what I want to do with all the corpses. I don't want to attract wolves to our position. But now that we've taken out all the bandits, we should have a look around their camp. See if there's anything of value for us to take. I'll need to see if I can find that guy's weapon as well. So let's just have a look around. Doesn't look like there's any containers that we can interact with. There is this horse which we could try and stampede. It's actually better than our horse. It's faster, carries more, is more courageous, has more stamina. But I don't know. I like Pebbles. I don't know if I really want to you know, change our horse. We could take the saddlebags and stuff off Pebbles and put it on this horse and use this horse instead. But then what would we do with poor old Pebbles here? I don't know. And I don't think we can take this horse and sell it. And we can't stampede it at the moment either. I think that's because we've killed all the bandits. Maybe you can only do that if you haven't killed them. Anyway, let's keep having a look around camp. There's some wine which we could poison. Evidently we can't drink it, but we could poison it. Doesn't look like there's anything else to eat, or to take rather. We can eat from the pot though, let's do that. Thankfully we haven't poisoned it, so it's safe to eat. Always have to remember not to eat from pots that you have poisoned. There's this very hard chest, which is actually too difficult for us to pick the lock on. But I think we can get around that with a little trick thanks to one of the perks we've picked up. Come do that in a bit though. Is there anything inside this cart? I can't jump while overloaded. Can I put more stuff on my horse? Let's try that. Okay. Our horse is over encumbered. What about... Our horse is really over encumbered now. Okay. So that's as low as I can get my encumbrance. Still too over encumbered to jump. I don't think there's anything in this cart other than some barrels, which doesn't look like we can interact with them. There is this mine entrance over here. I don't think there's any more bandits, as I'm sure they would have come out and attacked us, but maybe we should have a look inside. Let's equip a torch. Have a wander. A cave. It looks abandoned. Let's just go inside and have a look. Is that blood? It looks like blood. Oh yeah, that looks like blood. Okay. It's very obviously been abandoned. Probably raided by Sigismund and his cumans. And it looks like the mine has collapsed and flooded into a dead end over here. Whether it collapsed naturally or was intentionally collapsed, I don't know, but nothing down here. Other than this chest, which has a communion chalice, almost 60 groschen, a Lazarus potion, which in the space of 5 minutes adds 100 health and dispels a hangover. It also cancels the effects of marigold decoction, so it's like a super healing potion. Nice. And another lockpick and a silver ring. Not bad. But yeah, nothing else down here. We've got some cave mushrooms though. I'll take those. Never know, we might need them for alchemy. Take that one as well. And actually, I should give that cooked hare meat to Mutt. No point it sitting in my inventory spoiling. May as well let him eat it. I think that's all of the cave mushrooms. Alright. So that's everything in the cave. Let's give Mutt that food.
Look what I've got for you. You'll love this.
There you go. Have some cooked hare meat, boy, before it spoils. Okay. Alright, let's see if we can find the weapon that the first bandit we killed was using. He died somewhere over here. I also did shoot an arrow somewhere in the camp. I might be able to find it. Let's keep our torch equipped. It is getting late now, getting close to 8 p.m. So maybe we'll camp at the camp here. Camp at the camp. Maybe we'll sleep at this camp for the night. But before I do that, I probably want to deal with all of the corpses. I don't see the weapon. He died somewhere around here. Maybe one of the bandits picked up his weapon. Pretty sure he was using a Siak, so that must be the case. But then, what? Why did that bandit not have another weapon in his inventory? I don't know. So there is this accident we discovered, and an interesting sight. The accident, I think, is this abandoned, broken, demolished cart. It doesn't look like there's anything for us to loot around it. And I think the interesting sight, it's pretty much next to it. It must be this collapsed building over here. But again, there's nothing for us to take by the looks of it, or no containers for us to loot anyway. Just having a look around. Yeah, nothing around the outside other than these Boletus edulis mushrooms. Is there anything inside? I guess we can't get inside. Doesn't look like there is anything inside it either. I guess it's just interesting because it's a dilapidated, collapsed building. And that's interesting enough on its own. Yeah, nothing else around here. Okay. Alright, alright. Well, I think that's it. Now, if we're going to camp here, we should probably deal with all the bodies. I guess the ones we left on the road there are probably fine, but I don't really want to keep bodies in the camp itself. Oh, and we should open that chest. In fact, let's do that now. So yeah, it's too hard for us to pick the lock, but thanks to our Luck of the Drunk perk in lockpicking, it'll be 30% easier for us to open locks when drunk, but it'll also be 30% noisier. Now thankfully, we're in the middle of nowhere. The noise doesn't matter. Anyone who could claim ownership to this chest is dead, and a brigand anyway, so they have no rights. So we can open this, and we thankfully have some cheap wine that we have taken from the bandits that we can use to get ourselves a little bit sozzled and open this chest. And indeed, we probably should, you know, take the edge off after combat. We know we've had to kill a few men now, a few of these bandits, which is a bit traumatizing for poor old Henry. So let's take the edge off with a bitter young wine. Nothing for the connoisseur, but it will alleviate our woes for a while. And it'll also give us some nourishment, 10 nourishment at the cost of some energy. That's fine. We'll be able to get into this chest once the effects of the wine kicks in. There we go. And here we are. We can now try and open this chest. So the sweet spot is right here, by the looks of it. So let's open up that chest. There we go, nice. And we reached a new level in lockpicking as well. Ah, and it looks like there is some gear in the chest here. We have an axe, brown hose, 2 brown hoses actually, and 2 linen shirts. I guess that's the equipment from the bandits who were awake and not sleeping. And I'm suspecting now that the bandit that we killed earlier was indeed using the Siaks. And it was dropped when he died, and another bandit picked it up, and as a result, he didn't take his axe from this chest. I think the one with the black and white hood picked up the Siaks and used that instead of his axe. Because obviously they came, after the attack, they came back to put on all of their armor in readiness for the next attack. Alright, that's fine. Let's morosely and somberly move these corpses away from the camp so as to not draw wolves to our camp overnight. And I think we'll just dump them into the mine. It's the best we can do in terms of a burial. It is at least below ground. Unfortunately, we can't use our spade to dig up a grave and dump all the corpses in. So we'll just have to put him at the end of the mine here. I don't want to put him in the water. I'll just leave him here. No, we can't sprint while overloaded. That's fine. That is fine. I think that we'll then spend the night here at this camp now that we've cleared it out. And we'll, in the morning, head back to Rattay to sell all of the gear we've picked up, but also to report in to Captain Bernard. Let's leave our horse here so that it's nice and close to where we'll sleep. I think we'll just sleep over here. Or maybe there. It's closer to the campfire. But there are a number of bodies on the road, which we should probably deal with. Let's maybe put some of the gear that we've picked up into the chest here, just to lighten our load. Okay. Let's go deal with all those corpses. We can probably take all our armor off now as well. Just wear our regular equipment now that we're winding down for the night. So what do we have? We've got... Oh, I totally forgot to... Oh no, I didn't. I did loot this guy. I thought there were 3 this way. Probably don't need to take them all the way back to the mine. But if I leave them out in the open, it'll certainly draw, you know, scavengers or animals on them. Whereas in the mine, I think they'll probably just mummify and decompose. It's getting pretty dark now. Spooky. So there's 1 in the mine, and then there's the 2 on the road there. Now, I don't remember where the other one is. Should be 5 in total, right? Put the bandit leader in the mine. The bowman I killed on the road. The one with the black and white hood I killed on the road. Oh man, I cannot see anything. Let's just back into the mine. Can I equip a torch? Yes, I can. Okay, that's good. That makes sense. I'm only using 1 arm to sling him over my shoulder. Where did I leave the last bandit? I don't remember now. Bandit leader was out here somewhere, wasn't he? And I did bring his body into the camp from memory. And then into the mine. I don't know. Don't remember. It's too dark now. At least we can get rid of these ones. But overall it worked out pretty well for us. Killed all the bandits, didn't take any damage or get injured at all. Whittling them down one at a time seemed to work. We are lucky that they were very, very tired and didn't stay on alert after they raised the alarm. But overall the plan worked. We didn't need any poison, so I consider that a win. This cave is going to smell really badly in a few days, a week, however long it takes for them to start to decompose. There definitely weren't any more up this way, right? I think I got them all. Yeah. Oh, that's right. There was the one with the shield who ran away. Who I chased through the camp, right? Am I misremembering? No, that's right. I took everything from his corpse, but I left it out on the other side of the camp there. So that's the 5th missing element. Hopefully no one stumbles into the camp and sees us lugging these corpses around. They'd probably get the wrong idea. Because it's not like they're obviously bandits, right, when they're stripped down and have no armor or weapons on them. So we just look like a mass murderer. Yeah, this is not a pretty sight. But we are acting under the orders of Sir Bernard, and they were brigands who forfeited their right to life. They had committed crimes against the people of Bohemia and of the town of Ratai. Where was that last? He was somewhere over here, wasn't he? Too hard to find things in all the foliage. Maybe he didn't get that far. Maybe he got further? I don't know. Well, he's probably far enough away from the camp. He's not going to draw any wolves, right? I think it's probably fine. Let's maybe have some more wine. I think after handling all those corpses, Henry's feeling a little morose about how it all panned out, even though it was his duty and a success. It's not pleasant taking a life. But alright, I think let's maybe retire now as well to bed. Tomorrow we will have to, at some point, bring Alex some red deer meat. I don't think we're going to have enough space in our saddlebags, though, to do that. Obviously, we're going to be pretty over-encumbered with all of this gear. And our horse can't carry any more. So, we'll have to return to town and get rid of all this stuff before we even attempt to go hunting for some red deer meat. Now, we know that there's a roe deer hunting spot over here, but we need the red deer, which I think are only found deeper into the forest. So we'll have to explore this area, or maybe this area, see if we can find any red deer roaming around, and then poach them, not get caught by any huntsmen or game masters, and then get back to town and hand it in to Alex before it rots. So I think that'll be a problem for the morning once we return to town, report into Captain Bernard, and sell all of our loot. Then we can ride back out this way, explore the forest, and try and hunt some red deer for Alex. But that's going to be a problem for tomorrow. Let's maybe call it a night here. Or should I would like to find, maybe if I ride my horse I'll have better view. Quite certain I slew that bandit somewhere around here. Or am I going completely potty? Ah, there he is! I knew riding the horse was gonna give us a better vantage point. He's actually closer to the camp than I thought. So let's pick him up and move him into the mines. I just wanted to confirm I definitely looted everyone, taken all their weapons and armor. So we've got all of the loot from the camp. and then we will retire for the evening. Because it is getting pretty late now, it's almost 11 PM. I'm going to call it the Grave Cave from now on. I guess it's not an issue. Not like the miners are going to come back anytime soon. I suppose this was originally a mining camp and maybe it was raided or abandoned after it was raided or something. Who knows? Maybe it was King Sigismund's humans. Who can say? In any event, let's go to bed. And we'll call Pebbles to us. Make sure she's in camp with us. There she is. Yeah, that's fine. You know what? Yeah, you can stay. You know what? I'll keep you closer to the... I like to keep you within the line of sight. You can stay right here. And I'll sleep right here. I think that's fine. And Mutt is just going to stay on guard anyway. So we're all good. Cool. Alright, well let's go to sleep. Until morning. Oh, is that not going to save our game? It didn't say sleep and save, so it might not. We might have to have a save your schnapps in the morning. But let's sleep until... We'll wake up early, just past 6. When the sun's up. Excellent. Alright. We didn't get attacked in the night, so that's good. Horse is still here. We've still got all of our gear and everything on our horse. Excellent. Alright, well, I think let's wrap things up there. As always, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Leave your comments down below. Let me know if you think you had a better way of handling bandits. I think we did pretty well, though. Managed to kill them all without taking any damage. Was a bit concerned when they raised the alarm, but they seemed to get over it pretty quickly, so it worked out well. But anyway, I don't think that saved our game. No, it didn't. So let's spend a save your schnapps and save our game there. And yeah, we'll pick it up next time. As always, take care and have fun.